Gavin from GetYourRockOut, and I'm here in Milton Keynes and at the Crawford Arms with American Headshot. How are you guys? How are you doing?
We're getting there.
Fighting the colds.
Yeah, everybody's trying to get over being sick, and
my hands hurt because I don't play enough. Take too much time off.
Yeah.
So, as Jay was just telling me, apparently there's been a bug going around, sort of like haunting the bands.
Yeah, and it's funny too because all the people that we've been hanging out with at the shows that we're friends with on Facebook, I see those same people going, "I'm deathly ill." So we know it's like it's spreading very easily. A high profile contagion.
Oh no.
But yeah, that plus the jet lag was like fucking just, I think, kind of threw everybody into a loop there at the beginning.
We get to keep our bus though.
Yeah, we get to keep the bus. We already broke down one bus.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
So just like old times, nothing quite goes according to plan.
Yeah.
But the shows have been fucking phenomenal. So
really, so it's been a good tour so far then.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I mean, it's great to have you back in England. To be told, it's been quite some years now, really, since
it's been a long time, 7 years.
Wow, this is
2006.
I tried to work it out before. Yeah,
I think it was November. I want to say November of 2006. So yeah, it's been a while.
And how's the response been? Obviously, being back in the UK, has there been a good response? Obviously, I've been told. Obviously, you had some killer shows. Basically, some of the crowds have been fantastic. What I've been told.
Oh yeah. I said, I've told a couple people, I keep thinking that like no one's gonna show, it's gonna be the 45 people kind of attendance, and
keep surprising us.
Just keep walking out to a fucking full place, and
amazing.
London was like a Tuesday night, we haven't been here in 7 years, and that place was fucking packed, it was like, wow.
Which London venue did you play?
The new Garage.
Oh, the Garage, brilliant venue, fantastic venue, yeah.
And that's a different Garage than maybe I think one we played at like 8 or 9 years ago. There was another Garage.
I think it was taken over. I think somebody's bought them out. Yeah.
Because it definitely is a new place. Like it's very very well done club.
Yeah.
But the last night was fucking violent and just they were insane, man.
It was an insane crowd.
It was like that. Like somebody's gonna fucking hurt in there. Like that kind of
not like hurt like you normally see, but like really fucking.
Oh yeah.
Like dislocated like jaw kind of shit. Like
a lot of broken bones. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so I just want to ask. Obviously, the band's got back together. Obviously, it wasn't a long break for the band. So how did that sort of come about, really? I mean,
the break was basically in 2007. We put out "Can't Stop the Machine." I went into rehab right before that.
Okay.
I got clean. I got off heroin.
Brilliant.
I got like out of treatment, and 2 months later we were on that tour. Like it was right back into the fire. So we did that 2-month tour. We got done with that, and we all split. Take our month or two or whatever, and then we were going to try to, reconvene. But the problem was at that point in time, Cameron was still out, in the fucking drug land, because we had gone to treatment kind of at the same time and got cleaned at the same time.
Yeah.
Mine stuck, his did not stick.
Yeah.
And so he went back to California, and it was really hard to get in touch with him. And there was a period of maybe, I'd say, a year and a half or so that we were just that me and Justin, who was still living in Minneapolis at the time, who we were like working on demos.
You were writing material.
We put tons of stuff together, and Cameron was just in a weird spot there, and I've been in that spot before, and I know how you don't want to. It's a different mindset, It's not. It all
came together.
It all came back together.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was 2 years where I thought we were working on a new record, and we weren't really, because then I realized we can't wait anymore. Like we've lost any momentum we had at that point. You've got all the other guys in the band that want to make music and do stuff, and we're just like waiting. So I closed up shop, and about 2 years later, Cameron started sending me demos out of nowhere of the stuff that I had sent him before.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I was getting like 2 a day, 3 the next day, 2 after that, and they were amazing.
So is everyone sort of getting back into the same headspace?
Yeah, he fucking, I could tell, like he had his wits about him because he sounded, amazing. And that was like, okay, well, fuck, let's give it a try, So, let's see what Chris is doing, I was like, hey man, we're getting the band back together.
I'm like, you're going down the boulevard, get the band back together. I'm right, wow. I call up my friends, I'm going to fucking rock out again, yeah.
And yeah, it was like, and we kind of, started putting the pieces back together, and then we did those little tiny tours in 2011 just to kind of see what was going on.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks, in the Midwest, and then a few months later, 2 weeks in the West Coast. And that's when we started recording the EP.
Yes.
So it was a very disjointed, odd way to climb back out of the hole.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It wasn't, there was so many different facets to, why things weren't working at one point in time and why they started working again.
I won't lie, from my own perspective, I had, the minute I saw it initially on MySpace, obviously saying you were coming back, I was just over the moon, truth be told. But for us over here, it was a little bit longer, it took us a bit longer to come around. But we did, obviously, one thing we did notice, obviously, it did take you a little while to obviously get back into the studio, obviously, initially out onto the road, obviously, naturally, of course you are, do you know what I mean? We all have to get paid, don't we? And obviously, with the new EP shoot, obviously it came out in July
23rd.
Yeah, and then you released almost a single, didn't you? An individual track initially, Sugars of Sunday.
Like 9 months before that.
And I mean, personally, I loved it. But how was the response?
It was odd. It was very divisive.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
There was, wow, they're back and they sound amazing, and it's different, but it's still them, and it's it's a new flavor. And these are all things that honestly I never thought it was different at all.
Okay.
I'm not just saying that. I wasn't like, this is going to be really different for people. I was like, this fucking Head Charge song, here you go. And then it was, you got the fans that are like,
Tom,
what are you looking for?
just push it, the catch above you.
Oh no,
Look straight up.
Push it.
Yeah, just twist it, push it up. I'm sorry, Chad.
So I didn't think it was anything odd, but there was, as soon as it came out, you could see like there was like this very, like I said, divisive. There was like one half, I shouldn't say half, but there was definitely a contingent of, where's the heavy stuff, man? It's not heavy. They lost it. And I'm like,
you
dude,
can't please everyone all the time.
No, and I'm like, if you can go my laptop, you'd fucking shut your fucking mouth real quick, because it's in there. This is just what we happened to have done at the time. It was one fucking song. You can't go into the War of Art or the Feeding and pick one song, and it's not indicative of the whole album in any way, shape, or form. I mean, you have common threads. There's Cameron's voice, and there's keyboards, and there's a general vibe, that's Head Charge. But I mean, the songs are drastically different from one to another. And, and so it's just it really makes that meathead fucking idiot mentality just more annoying than ever. It's like, have some patience, open your ears, relax. Don't worry, it's coming. You'll have your tunes to go kill your friends in the pit with. You'll also have other things you can fuck your girlfriend to. You'll have songs that like you can go to the strip club and they'll dance to it. And there's just there's other things we do, and we're not a one-trick pony metal band.
No,
never were.
I mean, I noticed myself, obviously, the Feeding was very different to the War of Art, the initial release. The War of Art, I think, was sort of like came out, and a lot of bands were pretty much, it was a whole genre, wasn't it? Whereas with
big
the
wave
Feeding,
of metal bands.
and then the Feeding, it's kind of like you took a more of a hard rock approach, but you were still very much American head chart. And
Yeah.
again, obviously now with this new release shoot, the one thing that I know is, you just said yourself, it is less aggressive initially. On the first listen, you sit there and think it is a less aggressive record.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a lot darker. It is a lot darker. Is that intentional, or was that just a natural process of the actual songwriting?
That's just how it came. It's just how it came together. We recorded that stuff on tour. We were on tour. A guy said, "Hey, you guys have a day off tomorrow. I have 24 hours studio time. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, of course." During that tour, which was the very first tour when we got back together, we didn't want to just go back out and play, just old stuff.
Yeah.
So we picked kind of just randomly out of this big pile of demos, like, okay, let's do that one. Let's try this one. And those are the ones at rehearsal. Sand, Set Yourself on Fire, Ride. Those are the ones that we peppered into the set.
Yeah.
We had no intention of creating an EP with those 5 songs specifically. It was just
We all knew at the time.
yeah, we were just
Just writing.
well, we were just writing songs, and then, hey, you want to record? And I'm like, well, we got these new songs, might as well record them.
Yeah.
And that's what you have. So you have this, there's no plan. There was no.
So did you record it in several different studios?
Oh yeah,
Is it
yeah.
sort of like,
We did basic tracking at that one place, and then we started assembling it. So
Okay.
it was, some guitars were done in LA.
Yeah.
Some guitars and bass were redone in Minneapolis. The problem came when they mixed. The guys that mixed it, Sugar Is a Someday, we wanted to get that out first, just like 2 months before.
Give everyone a taste, a teaser,
and while that, so they mixed that one first, and we were done. We put it out, and we figured, I think it was common sense that if a studio can make one song sound good, the rest of them will probably sound the same.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case. We ended up with that really cool sounding single, and then the mixes for the other stuff were horrible.
Oh dear.
And so then we go back to them and we say, okay, we start trying to work with them. So suddenly you've got this single that's put out, and you got this, it's like 2 months and it's not together yet, and then we move it to a different studio, and then 3 months go by because they're doing the same shitty moves the first place was, and then it gets further and further away. And we're in this, at this point, it's bouncing from Minneapolis to Ohio to Los Angeles, back to Minneapolis. It was a bunch of different studios. It was a bunch of different engineers and mixers. And finally, Karma called in kind of a favor from Dave Fortman, who, you've heard that guy, heard of
Yes.
him. And he saved that record because that shoot was not going to come out. Shoot was going to be thrown in the garbage.
Yeah.
Oh really?
And he literally saved that record.
Yep.
Him and Howie Weinberg that mastered it.
Yeah.
Between those two, they got it. They mixed and got it to what we finally thought was a level that sounded like you could put it in line with the rest of our records, and it works. Because the first mixes were just not good, man. And it was really depressing to spend 9 months working on stuff and just hoping it was going to work out.
I mean, it sounded not sounding
and it was
good
just
to come
not
back to.
sounding right.
Yeah. Okay, that's brilliant. But so obviously, that was obviously a new experience for you to record like that. Do you intend to record like that again?
God, no.
What's next?
The biggest mistake ever.
I mean, you just did the head-to-head tour,
Yep.
didn't you? With P and Mushroom Head.
Yep.
It only seemed apt that you guys would actually join them. Really,
Yeah.
they're heading the side again.
It worked out good.
Yeah,
they had that tour. They do it every year, and we had the EP, that was coming out.
Yeah.
It worked out well.
Yeah, brilliant. So what's next on the cards? Obviously, we've got the UK tour. Are we looking forward to a third full-length album, or what is the future?
Absolutely. We finish here. We go back to the States in, what is it, February 1st? Is that the first day?
January 30th.
January 30th.
Yeah.
We go back to the States. We do the third part of the shoot tour.
Okay.
So we go West Coast basically.
Yeah.
So we do all that, and there might be a little fourth leg to do the South.
Okay.
But that's, the more we keep touring this, the less time we have to get the record done to come back
Absolutely.
over here to do the festivals next summer.
So is the third record being started?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So you'll be
It's-
working from scratch this time.
Yeah,
is
well,
it?
it's all the music, all the demos are there. All the music,
Okay.
all the stuff's ready to like start working on.
Oh, right, brilliant.
But we haven't like gone to start recording anything yet. That'll probably start. I'm gonna say March,
Okay. Oh, wow, brilliant,
yeah.
brilliant. As soon as that.
and
Oh, fantastic.
and hopefully we can get it. Get the fucking thing finished and be done. We're doing the Indiegogo campaign.
Okay, yes,
So we're
yeah,
gonna do
the fan
We're
funding.
gonna do the fan funding thing.
Oh, I think, me personally, I'm a great advocate of it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think it's
Well-
one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. It's
Well,
just
for a
boom.
band that doesn't have a record label anymore, which is fine with me.
Well, you have a friend that's got, a few extra $1,000 to spare.
Yeah.
I have a really rich buddy that likes the band.
Yeah, I mean,
How many
it's-
other options?
You can make a record for cheaper these days. You can piecemeal it together. You can do stuff in Vegas. We can do stuff in LA. Karma can do. We can work together in Minneapolis. So we don't necessarily need, $200,000
Yeah.
to go block out, Westlake's, on Santa Monica for fucking 2.5 months and. Paying somebody $50,000 to produce it, or
Yeah.
$75,000 or whatever people are asking for now. There's alternate ways to make things, and we have a lot of connections, so we can get that stuff done.
Brilliant.
So I think the fact that our fans are now the marketing team, our fans
It
are
has.
now
It's really sort of blown up with
our
social
fans
media.
are the record label,
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely. Yeah.
some responsibility has fallen on them. To an extent, if you want something, you gotta fucking help out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of cool because it connects everybody. It makes it makes them feel like they're a part of helping create something, and they absolutely are.
Like I said, me personally, I'm a big fan of it. I think it's, obviously you can do so much more with a fan-funded product as well, can't you? I mean, you can
Yep.
offer more
Yep.
as well. And
I mean, shit. If you want us to come over and vacuum your living room as part of the package, we can do that.
I'll do that in a leopard skin fucking bikini.
Leopard skin one.
Big old fucking clown wig on.
brilliant.
You got that on tape, right?
I've got it. Don't worry, I'll be saving that bit especially.
He's gonna be like, I said what?
All right, well, do you know what? That's great. Thank you very much for the time. It is fantastic to see you back on the road. Like I said, a great new EP. I've loved it. I'm very much looking forward to the third full length.
Thank you.
So yeah, good luck tonight and for the rest of the tour. Thank
worries,
you.
man.
Cheers, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you very much.